Homeless people, usually around Halloween, they get attacked in city centre, fireworks thrown into their sleeping bags at times. People have been harassing 4 individuals, videoing them and putting them on TikTok and stuff, saying kind of lick the bonnet of the car for €10. That person will do that because it's their next fix, next high. You kind of have to be ready. If you're going to pick someone up that's in a bad way in the street, you might pick them up and they might spit into your face, like, and you still have to help that person. Some guards are not going to like homeless, some guards are going to look out for homeless people, but you have to take into account when people are in addiction, they're going to commit crime. There's not enough support and the system is obviously failing.
The number of homeless people in Dublin has risen above 10,000 for the first time.
DHA, founded by Brandon O'Connor, is a volunteer group helping Dublin's homeless with food, essentials and support.
It was about 3, maybe 4 months ago, we went and checked on a tent and the girl said to us, "Oh yeah, I'm grand," and then as the lads were walking away, we heard
drug-induced psychosis we see, so it's obviously from taking a large amount of drugs, whether it be crack or cocaine or liquid G, kind of uses for spiking.
if they're underage, they know that they'll only get a JLO or slap in the hand, so a lot of young fellas are holding drugs from the age of maybe 13 up to 16, 17.
Before we start this episode, I would like to thank each and every one of you for listening to these episodes. If you could take a couple of more seconds out your time, share, like, subscribe, follow on whatever platform you're listening on. It would honestly mean so much to us and would help us grow the podcast. Now let's get straight to the episode. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks very much for having us.
So you are from the Dublin Homeless Awareness Community. I said that right, didn't I? Yeah. And so if anyone has never heard of you or didn't see you on social media, what is that? What do you do?
So we're response team basically. So we act as first responders for any incident that homeless people may need, whether it be a sleeping bag or a medical situation or someone looking to commit suicide, someone that has any medical problems. So we'll act on that and try our best to help them, and then we'll try to book people into emergency accommodation as well. So yeah, we hit the streets 7 days a week.
7 days a week? Jesus Christ, I thought it was 7
days a week from 7 till about 1 a.m. in the morning. And then we've a 15 strong team at the moment. Everyone's...
Sorry, what did you say?
15 people strong.
15?
Yeah. It's kind of small at the moment, but we're growing. It's kind of better off small because we can kind of train people more and keep it kind of close net. But we're hitting the streets 7 days a week at the moment, trying to book people into emergency accommodation.
That's mental. So these are full-time jobs?
Yeah, so people go either in college or full-time jobs, so they come in once a week or twice a week. Some people come straight in after work, and some people are in early next morning, so they might come in for 3 hours. Some people come in for 6 hours. Some people do fucking 5 days a week sometimes. Yeah, so it's just trying to balance it. But me and Cian are managers, so we'll be doing all the training and organising.
And when you say like training, like what type of training is what you do?
We do like child awareness training, so suicide prevention training, touchless safeguarding, throw bag training. So it's the bag with rope in it, and you deploy it to the person who's in the water, and they catch onto the bag, and we pull them in. And it's also acts as an aid for if people are in the water, like, and they're like willing to like come back and get out of the water. And
did you to train that? Did you have to go off and do courses and stuff?
So we go off and get people trained externally at the moment. So we're looking to get me and Cian looking to get trained up as instructors, so it's kind of easier and cheaper. Yeah. But everything at the moment are self-funded organisations, so we can't take donations because we're not a charity. And so we're self-funded. We don't get any government funding. So
why can you not take donations? So
you have to have charity status, and that's something that we're not looking to go for at the moment.
So if anyone
red flags and stuff, yeah.
So if anyone was like, say for me, for example, was to try to donate or like even donate with like items or clothing, are you okay?
No, we can't take it. No,
you can't take anything like that.
No. So basically, all of our uniforms, all the equipment and stuff is paid for by ourselves. So we put into group chat, we need this, and then all of our members put in, and basically we get ourselves. So we're looking to become Cian's working on becoming a company.
Yeah, company
so
limited
we can
by
take
guarantee.
We can take sponsorships then. Of companies. So you can take. So we could, if we were a company, we could take a minibus, but we can't take the money for the minibus. If you get me, it's
say that again.
So we could take the minibus itself, but we can't take the money for the minibus. So we can't fundraise.
Sell it.
Yeah. So there's no cash or GoFundMe or anything like that. It's just that you can take the item, but you can't take the actual.
Why did they make it so awkward for people to help people?
I don't know.
Like, oh, so you actually have to set up and then would you, if you were to get sponsors, then would you have to pay taxes on that?
No, we wouldn't have to pay taxes.
Right, okay.
It's because you're going as a company limited by guarantee. There's no profit being made whatsoever.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, we would hardly be taxed then. Wouldn't surprise me. Like,
You never know.
every-
You never know. Like,
yeah,
we
someone will come out that you have to pay taxes for getting.
We do have accountants. Like when we do become company limited by guarantee, and we do have like the right.
So you have everything set up, ready
we
to
have
go.
everything set up. So for when we do become a company limited by guarantee, we have everything in place. So if anything was to happen, we have the likes of solicitors, we have the likes of accountants, we have everybody just in place.
Yeah. So, just introducing each one of you singly. Would you like to introduce yourself and just even tell us, like, what made you get into that? Like, what, say for yourself, like, what made you start? Or,
I started working with Brandon, doing Dublin Homeless Awareness, because I lost my dad to suicide.
right,
Losing somebody to suicide, there's a lot of suicide in the streets, people thinking that it's the only choice, the only way out, and it's not. So I lost my dad to suicide, so I got involved with Brandon and the team, and we've come across a lot of suicides where we've had to talk people down, deploy the likes of the throw bags, life rings, get emergency services involved. Like there's been a few stories that we'll go on to, but yeah, like that's my reason for joining.
yeah, and what you started it from scratch, did you
Yeah,
yourself,
so
did you?
back in 2018 when I was in transition year in school, yeah. So I'd say a project as part of politics, and they said do something that's kind of meaningful. So my mother was in and out homeless and in addiction when I was younger, so she so we set up a sleep out event in Donaghmede for 12 hours. We slept out with pissing rain, had the flu for 2 weeks after, and then that got great recognition from the Lord Mayor and stuff. So we went in, handed out food then, and then we realised everyone's handing out food, we might as well do something else. So we seen a lot of people that needed first aid and stuff and mental health support, so we got trained up in that. And then we realised like we want to get like further outside the city and stuff, so we got 2 push bikes, so we have a cycle response team, so the lads are on bikes now so they can cycle in the parks and stuff. And then kind of just snowballed from there, yeah.
Yeah, that's mental, yeah.
6 years later, still running it and still going, yeah.
Yeah, and these are after, how many people did you say? You have 15?
15 at the
yeah.
moment. People come and go, so it's usually kind of a stepping stone for people that are going into social care or the emergency service. Like we've a lot of lads that are going into the guards. Like we've one the lad in the group, he's starting in the guards next week. People going to the fire brigade and all that kind of stuff.
Probably trying to see what am I getting myself into.
Yeah.
Yeah, to experience.
People use it as a brilliant CV booster because
Yeah.
Work experience.
a lot of like emergency services and businesses will look for like to see if you've done voluntary work.
Yeah,
So
you
and it
did you
gives
try
you a very
advertise
good.
that?
Yeah, we do try and advertise it through social media. Like
That
it's,
would be a good stepping stone
yeah,
for
it
them to
would, yeah,
get more
like-
help.
And then we hit the colleges as well.
Yeah.
So we went to colleges and started
one of the lads
talks
there
and
now.
stuff.
He's passing out today in the Garda College down in Templemore.
He was with us.
for
And then we have another lad starting then on Sunday. Fire brigade's a bit of a tricky one to get into, but a lot of lads are going for the guards.
Yeah,
And the
interesting.
ambulance service, we have a few that are in the ambulance service, and then in the private ambulance service as well.
And do you find that then when you get into that, do they stay with you after? Or?
They usually go shift work and stuff. Usually don't have really a life, you know, with that. So yeah, they'd be in shift work, so we don't really see them then. They still stay in contact and stuff.
like when they can give time.
But the lad
come
that's
back out
starting
with
next week, I know he definitely stay with us. He's been since day one, so he'll definitely stay with us. But usually they move on then.
Yeah.
Or people come for maybe the summer because they're up in Dublin for the summer, or up in Dublin for college, and then they go home for the summer. Or get people coming and going. The turnover is kind of quick turnover of people.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to you earlier on. I'd love to help, but the stories that you were literally just telling me there, that now I'm like thinking I'd probably be going home and thinking about it and wouldn't be sleeping. I feel like it would.
Yeah, well, you
I
don't
feel like
really-
you need to be really
Thick-skinned.
yeah,
So
and
minded.
not let anything like what's this, not let it affect you. Just kind of, I say that happens when you get used to seeing
Well, you
that.
have to kind of be, you kind of have to be ready for, if you're going to pick someone up that's in a bad way in the street, you might pick them up and they might spit into your face, like, and you still have to help that person. So, like, it's kind of an endless and a thankless role.
Yeah. See, that wouldn't even be the thing that actually would scare me.
You
What you were telling me there a few minutes ago.
You might get an instant where someone, they verbally abuse you or assault you or something, and then the next night they might be looking to commit suicide, and you have to blank that incident that happened 2 weeks ago, or the incident last night with them. We're there to help them again, and we'll try our best, so we have to blank it and just start from fresh, and try to help the person. You can't let any negative interactions in the past affect that. You just have to help the person. That's what we're there to do.
So what, like, if someone was, say, wanting to volunteer and help you, is like, what would be the things that, like, they would be expecting to see? Or obviously that's
good communication skills.
yeah.
I think that's the foundation for any good. If you're a good people person, you're able to talk to people. We're looking for more girls and women. A lot of women on
Why
team.
is that?
Just homeless women like to talk to women about
Yeah.
women problems. Like, they won't talk.
Why
to
is there there's loads mostly men that you have, is it?
It's mostly lads.
men,
Like, there's about 3, maybe 4 girls on the team now at the moment, and
most of the lads are big lads as well, like Cian, so they have lads that are 6'1" or whatever. Like, the girls don't really want to share their problems, especially if they're in domestic violence or something. They'd rather say to a woman, you know.
like there was about 3, maybe 4 months ago, we went out to a local park to check on tents, and we went and checked on a tent, and the girl said to us, "Oh yeah, I'm grand." And then as the lads were walking away, we heard, "Oh, don't strangle me, coming out of the tent." So we quickly went back, and Fiona, one of the girls on the team, she asked like the girl to come out of the tent and see if, like, she'd be able to talk to her. And
It was actually, like, once we said, "Oh, yeah, okay." She was like, "Yeah, grand." And then I said, "Oh, I have a female member here." She says, "Oh, I'll talk to her." So she came out then.
it's very good to have
I
a
think
female
we're probably
member on
in-
the team, yeah.
So
What
I
do you
feel like
think?
it went from one thing to another.
Yeah.
So it would have been,
So what you mean? Like, who was, so when you said, like, don't strangle me.
Yeah,
But
don't
then she
strangle
wanted
me.
to come out and talk.
Yeah,
So was she, like,
was
with
in there.
somebody in the tent?
yeah, she was with somebody in the tent, yeah. So she was with a male in the tent, and he was abusing her in the tent.
Right,
And
okay.
he was about to strangle her, and she screamed out for help. So
But she was telling
lads
you
were-
she was
yeah.
okay, but she actually wasn't.
She
It was
actually
probably
wasn't,
him,
yeah.
probably in our ear,
Yeah.
saying, don't fucking say anything.
well, then we had, then he was coming out of the tent and he was,
quite
"If you
aggressive.
leave me, I'm going to kill myself, and you're nothing without me," and all the usual. So
Yeah.
we had to try to get her into a women's refuge then. We couldn't get her in then. And then we found out she's not even homeless. She's just rough sleeping because she's blindly in love with him, and he's homeless. So she ran away from home. So we ended up bringing her home then.
How old
She-
was she?
She's about in her 30s.
Yeah, she was in
So
her
she ran
30s,
away
yeah.
from home, and then we went to the address again to check on her, and then they said she left again the next morning. We went down and we went into the tent, and she was there again, and we had to start fresh. We brought her home again.
She obviously didn't want to be brought home then.
No, she had a
and-
job. She had a job, and
yeah.
then she had a job, and then I met her a few weeks later. She had a job in a hairdresser's, and then he turned up at the hairdresser, smashed up the hairdressers. She got a house, smashed up the house, so she's back onto the housing list now after waiting years. So he was kind of going after her, but she seems to be doing well at the moment now.
She's away
But
from
we just
him,
had to
and-
keep her in a home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing really much more we could do, and we had to just then
And was
encourage
she
her.
willing? Every time you were bringing her home, was
Yeah.
she willing to go home?
Yeah, she was. Yeah,
yeah.
she was like, "Oh, will you just please bring me home? Like, get me away from this environment."
Maybe you think
Like-
of going over to her house then, and she feels like she has
He
to
doesn't
go.
know where she lives now,
Doesn't
but
know.
it was definitely blackmail and stuff.
It was what, sorry?
It was kind of blackmail and, threatening her and stuff. So,
Oh, blackmail.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
but she seems to be doing well at the moment. But we just had to keep her in her home. That's all we could do, and then encourage her to make a statement to the guards. Because if she makes repeated statements, then if that was ever to go to court, then there'd be a number of instances of her getting assaulted just rather than one, and then that'd be better for the court case anyway.
Yeah, that's mental.
If she has a paper trail or she notes out down every time. Because we went down one day and she had very bad injuries to her face, like so.
From him, yeah.
Yeah.
And like, she not obviously. She says she got in a restraining order or anything. Like,
She said she did, but we're not too sure on it.
yeah. That's all. I'm like, you wouldn't know what to expect. Obviously, you can't. Can you share some of the stories that you said to me earlier on of?
We can share stories. We can share
what you exactly
names
said.
of people, I think,
But can you share what you said to us earlier on before we started recording? Of like some of the incidents that you've had.
So like, it could go from someone that just needs to be booked into emergency accommodation, or it could be someone that's in an emergency accommodation, a hostel, and they're getting bullied, so they want to be transferred. So we'd have to try transfer them through the free phone. Or it could go right up to someone that's been raped. No, I don't know if we've been dealing with rape yet, but we've dealt with sexual assaults. Or it could go to someone we had a couple of weeks ago wanting to set themselves on fire, throw petrol all over themselves. We had to talk them down then.
Could go from somebody trying to jump into Liffey, stabbings, as well.
Could go from anything, from right up to a sleeping bag, or someone look for a cup of tea to.
And when obviously to say like, I'm actually asking this for myself. If I was to volunteer, like, do you go out to these areas on your own? If you can't handle it,
we wouldn't go out to the areas on our own. We'd have a team of 4. So
okay, so there's a few, yes. Because I'd be thinking I'd absolutely shit myself. Or
like I'm not going to say names of places, but there's a lot of known places where they kind of bury firearms and drugs and all that kind of stuff, and there'd be homeless sleeping there. So we'd head out there with the guards, and we'd ask the guards to meet us for an hour, and then we'd go out with the guards, just to go into the area and check on them.
But why would you be thinking that the person will have some of them firearms?
No, not really. It'd be more if like we wear high vis jackets, yellow and red high vis jackets, and if, let's say, like a lookout in the areas, watching out to see who's going into that area and that we're going into rob. Like
take that firearm or
drugs that they may have stashed.
In case you get killed.
Yeah, it's just better to go in with the guards. It's a safety measure that we take. Me and Brandon, we always say, like, if you're going into an area like that, just contact the guards, let them know your whereabouts, and see if a local unit may be able to come out and help you.
Yeah, and I was asking you this earlier on, but does the guard ever turn around and be like, here, like, don't be going in there, just let us do it?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
And would just let them, or?
There's 400 guards in Store Street there, like in the city centre. Like, every guard's gonna have their own opinion. Some guards are not gonna like homeless. Some guards are gonna look out for homeless people. But you have to take into account people are in addiction, and when people are in addiction, they're gonna commit crime. And if the guards are constantly dealing with homeless people all the time, they're gonna be a bit pissed off about it. And if they're robbing from local businesses, like, local businesses might be pissed off as well. But if you're in addiction and people are looking for their next fix, they're gonna do anything, So.
Yeah.
It's just there's not enough support, and the system is obviously failing.
And so you mentioned obviously with like the drug psychosis between like people who are obviously addicted to drugs and homeless and stuff like. So what's that like? Or
psychosis? So it's mainly drug induced psychosis we see. So it's obviously from taking a large amount of drugs, whether it be crack or cocaine or ecstasy. We might see that on the weekend, or liquid G. There's a thing, liquid G, so it's liquid ecstasy. So
never
we get
even heard of that.
Yeah,
that's
kind of used for spiking.
It's rampant at the moment.
We see a lot
up to the Christmas
period,
don't know why, parties and all that.
Yeah.
And what are people spiking people with that?
Or people are taking it.
We've seen a lot of liquid G with the gay community. They've using that. I don't know why, it's particularly with the gay community, but they're using that. But I mean, like, it's so like, if you're meant to take half the bottle or a quarter of the bottle, these people are like taking the whole bottle, and your body is just floppy. It's just, when you're overdosing it, it's be like kind of ketamine. We get a lot of ketamine stuff as well. Like, we get a lot of unrelated homeless stuff as well. Like people on Christmas parties that have drank too much that we have to help as well. So, because we can't just walk past them. But our priority is homeless. But we could get anything. We could have to deal with anyone. We've had car crashes. When on the way home, we had to help with the car crash.
Like, there was a car on, what was it, George Street? Yeah, George Street, and it just ploughed straight into the back of a Dublin City Council truck. So
That was a drunk driver.
that was a drunk driver, yeah. So
In the middle of the city centre, we had to assist with that then. First aid with him. Till
just
the
keeping him
ambulance
calm,
before he
really,
get arrived,
and,
yeah.
And I'd say he was just like, please don't ring the guards.
We're only
there,
getting into
yeah.
it, but he had a good job and he doesn't have a good job now. I see him standing at the bus stop.
Is it alright? Yeah.
I won't get into details.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we could do absolutely anything, but our priority is homeless.
And most of that comes through like obviously social media, does it? Or?
So we had a response phone where people respond to things, but we get a lot of people that ring up and they ring us instead of ringing the ambulance, and then we're not always about. So like they'd be ringing us at 1 o'clock in the day. So we got rid of that. So if people just see people sleeping rough, they can just report it to us. It stops the whole people ringing in emergencies to us because we're not emergency service. Like so.
The people can contact us through the Instagram or the Facebook page.
So that's mostly where it
That's
is.
mostly like where we get stuff.
Yeah,
But like if you
Or we just
continue
come across stuff
Yeah.
as we're walking on the street, people point out to us, or
So would you actually go around walking?
yeah.
Right, okay.
or we might get the guards. Like there's been a couple of times the guards have called us out because the person knows us and we have a good relationship with them. We're able to talk to them.
Alright, okay. Oh yeah, they probably don't. You might get some people that actually don't want to talk to a guard.
Yeah.
They probably feel more comfortable talking to yours.
Yeah, like we've built a relationship with people over the past 6 years now, and it's like a lot of people namely either speak to Brandon or myself, or like they've known us that long, or like other members in the team, like the likes of the girls in the team. Like there's one of the girls, she's on the team the past 3, maybe 4 years, and other females would say, oh, like where is she tonight? Like is she around? Like can I talk to her? And it just kind of, it's a stepping stone, building the community kind of back together.
So do you find that like say anyone homeless or anything, they get harassed by say younger people?
Yeah, so only recently we had an instance in Ballyferma there, or Ballymun, where people have been harassing 4 individuals, 2 in Ballyferma and 2 in Ballymun, videoing them and putting them on TikTok and stuff, saying kind of lick the bonnet of the car for €10 or do a cartwheel or any of this kind of stuff, or hovering crack over them and saying do this, and that person will do that because it's their next fix or it's their next next high, so they will do that. These mad crazy things for €2, like, and then the video and put on TikTok and just make a laugh out of it. Or homeless people usually around Halloween, they get attacked in the city centre, fireworks thrown into their sleeping bags or tents. Yeah.
And that's probably all like younger fellas and all, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is it?
The older
Kids and all?
people, kind of have more respect and stuff. It's the kind of younger that don't have really understanding of it.
like around
They
Christmas
just think
time,
it's funny, like they're trying to.
They think it's funny, and like they think like a homeless person's never going to sue them or go to court about it,
Yeah,
or
but still a person.
Yeah.
Going like that.
like a
they
lot
don't
of the
really see
time-
them as people, or their family will never come after me, or they're nobody. That's why it's
Yeah.
kind of done on them.
Like a lot of the time, we'll have like young fellas coming up on scooters on the likes of Grafton Street, Henry Street, O'Connell Street, and there's bin bags lying inside the road that local businesses put out for the bin trucks, and they'll pick them up, and as they're flying along on their scooter, they'll just throw them at somebody walking by or somebody sleeping rough, and that's happening around yearly, like nearly every week. That's happening.
I'd love to record them and put it on social media. For them to get ripped into.
We're monitoring the situation out in Ballyferma, and we were just sitting in the car. And I'm going to name where it was outside Happy, and we said we'll get a Happy. So we went into Happy and we're sitting in the car, and I'm looking back and I see a car and they're videoing her.
It was a girl.
Yeah.
2 girls sitting in the car
And
videoing.
they were videoing her, and I'd love to get out and say, this girl in the 080, look at her videoing this, but I'd love to do that, but it's just unprofessional. But I'd imagine they done that, they'd hate it. They'd hate to be on the other side of the camera.
Yeah, because everyone would be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then they'd be the
but
ones
then
getting made a show off.
Yeah.
You'll get excuses for it. And so we gave them the money in the end, or it's a bit of a laugh, or they know us.
Yeah,
It's not.
always for a laugh.
They're not in the right state of mind to be.
So what were they recording?
Imagine your ma's homeless and you're going through TikTok and then you see your ma doing cartwheels for €2. Is that going to be nice on
Yeah.
the family, or?
Yeah, it's always
know.
someone's daughter or their son. There was
Yeah.
a fella, you're from Donaghmede.
Yeah.
That apparently fellas used to do that around the shops. So this fella asking them to do wheelies on the back of a bike and all, like for money.
Yeah.
I think you probably know what I'm on about.
It is being town as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's probably dead now, I think. But they probably do that with other people. It's probably the same group. Yeah. But it's sad that kids don't know what to be doing nowadays. They decide to take the piss out of someone who's actually homeless.
Yeah.
And social media is so strong nowadays.
They're just trying to make a good video to get a few views or likes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, like, they don't see the other side of it.
Do you think it's like the local mascot of the area, you know?
Do you what, Stevie?
The local mascot of the area, like, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, there is, you know, she's from there.
Yeah. Remember, no, I think this was like because everyone thought he was cute. I actually don't know, should I say his name? I don't even know if that was actually his name. Do you remember the old man that used to walk around Howe Junction? See, I'm probably much older than, not that much older than you.
But he's a bit of a weird chap now. I don't think he was homeless.
No, he's not homeless. He used to just walk and everyone used to be like, hey, how are you and all. And he'd just feel like that. And he's real, like, he's lovely, like. Well, he's lovely. You wouldn't say much.
Yeah.
You just walk around and just go like that. And everyone used to say that he's real cute. Like, no one used to take the piss out of him. But people
I have
put
someone else in
videos
mind
with him.
in Cabark.
Yeah, it was like around Howe Junction, Cabark. He'd be
And he's looking
always
for a
walking.
lift in the car.
No, I know who you're on about. Not him. He speaks.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the old man.
To the bookies, yeah. No.
Yeah, I know who you're on about. Yeah. I think people even know about him. My fella's from the south side, and he even knows about him.
Yeah.
Anytime I say Clester, he's like Clester. He's fucking world famous. He is. Yeah, you said that obviously with people harassing people who are homeless. Where are the kids getting the drugs? Like, you said waving crack, wasn't it? Over.
A lot of older
crack,
lads will give younger lads drugs to hold because they're underage. They know that they'll only get a JLO or a slap in the hand. So a lot of young fellas are holding drugs with the likes of from the age of maybe 13 up to 16, 17. And they know they're only going to get a slap in the hand or a JLO. And that's kind of really it. So that's where they're getting the drugs out of, and then they're trying to get a funny video out of like bribing somebody to do like a car wheel, as Brandon was saying, or like lick the bonnet of a car or something like that. Like it's sick what they're doing, but like it's not a way forward. Like for everyone, like we were standing on Westmoreland Street there one of the days, and it was about 2:30 in the morning, and we were dealing with a homeless person. And as we were moving off, there was a young fella standing there, and he looked no more than 14, 15. And he actually only turned out to be 15, standing there at 2:30 in the morning. Like, my little cousins who are 14, 15, I said, they're sitting at home in bed, like, they're not out selling drugs.
And what's to stop them from taking it as well when they're that young?
A lot of young fellas will might get themselves into very bad debt by taking drugs, or older fellas might like get the house raided on them, like, and then their own a serious bill out to that person. And
does ever get like contacted by the parents or anything? Does any of them things kind of?
No, not really.
Not really, no.
No, but it'd be easy, like, you know, like, I'll name a scenario, I won't name names now, but like someone young fella gets into drug debt, and then the ma owns a business, and the business is getting phone calls saying the business is getting blown up if this money's not paid, or, you know, your nanny's in this nursing home, you know, hate to see anyone go in, do something to her or something like that.
Like, you'd have a lot of that coming from drug debts.
And so if someone is ringing you for help, what would you do about that? You're going to hardly go up and pay the bill.
No,
but that's mainly a kind of a guard issue, but people are reluctant to go to the guards then.
So they don't want to go to the guards because they're afraid to go to us. But the news are going to go to probably so it's
like
kind of...
It's a difficult situation, but like we get a lot of young people that come to us and they want to get away from all that kind of
like our whole
stuff.
matter for dealing with Dublin Homeless Awareness is young people care too. Like a lot of young people get tarnished with the same kind of, they're just, look at them, they're just out selling drugs, they're out getting into car chase, things like that. Like, what we're trying to change is like young people actually care too. Like, young people want to make a change.
So highlighting that work then, so like
highlighting our work. Like,
even Sunday now I'm playing in a charity football match, and the fella set up his 17 and I had a Temple Tree Children's University Hospital and men's mental health, so he had only 17s, so he's setting that up. And then Jack and Hayden, they've set up a running club, and their ma runs the Sheriff Street running club, so they set up a running club for young people. So
How old are they?
Jack's only 15 and Hayden's only 16.
All I cared about that age was
Yeah.
drinking.
Yeah.
So,
So that's it.
so we're trying to kind of drive people away and stand on corners and all that kind of stuff. So like the money never lasts. Like it's always, you know, then they're in competition. You know, oh, you have that goose jacket and you have that tracksuit. Why won't one them?
They're going into nightclubs on a Friday and Saturday night. Who can spend the most on a bottle package? Like, and there might be like the north side and the south side competing nearly with each other. Like, who can pay the most on a bottle package, or
Why?
who can
Is
get the
there
most?
something like that
Yeah,
happening?
it does be a lot of that happening in clubs there as well.
It's always it's flashy like what I have and what you don't. And then
Like, there wasn't too long ago. Like, there.
I feel like fellas that do be like that in their country.
Yeah.
fellas are like that anyway. But but it's the people drug dealing and stuff that are showing them this way. Like, you know, if you do what you're saying, you hold this, like you'll be on holiday like me and me bored like the lads drug dealing in town, the big up lads, they do be saying to the guards, fuck you, no, we're gonna, like there was one time we're going off to Spain, you won't see us for a week, they're saying to the guards, no. You know, like
You won't see us for a week.
yeah, you won't see us for a week, we're going off to Spain, like they're flashing out what they have. It's either you'll end up dead in jail or something seriously injured.
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't too long ago, me and Brandon were actually just going through town ourselves. We were out doing, like, checking in on people on the streets, and a young fella actually came up to Brandon. He said, "Oh, you inspired me to start up a running club," and it just showed me, like, geez, like what Brandon has been doing over the past few years. Like, it's really inspiring a lot of young people to actually get out there, get motivated, and do something.
Yeah, I feel like there's two sides of social media.
Yeah.
Where,
Like, a lot of people might be looking at car chases on social media, and then a lot of people
I
might
don't
have,
really see that
Yeah.
anymore. Unless someone puts it up on their story.
Yeah.
I don't really. Or
They're getting old, I think.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Why do you see that all the time? Do you?
Not really.
Not really, but
Not
like,
really
you
more,
just,
It'll come up on my
Depends who you have on social
It'll come
media.
up on my TikTok sometimes.
Yeah.
Or not yeah.
TikTok,
Yeah.
Instagram, like Snapchat
But like
stories and things
all the drug dealing, like robbed cars and all that kind of stuff, that's just getting passed down from generation to generation to generation. And like what me and Cian are doing is trying to slow that down.
We're trying to put a gap in between it.
So like if
there might be 3 generations, and then for that 4th generation, they can actually, instead of going out and robbing houses, robbing gaffs, things like that.
See, I think it's
people
probably
feel good about
like,
you feel good about yourself going to the gym and like
Yeah.
you know,
Get motivated.
I'd be messing with all the lads in town standing in the corners. I'd be like, get a board, you know, and you won't see him, like, and then you don't see them saying, you must have a board there, and like, yeah, and then it just takes them off the street.
Yeah, it does.
Honestly, or I'm doing the gym now, don't have time to be in here, you know. It makes them feel better about themselves. And then when you're in there drug dealing and stuff, like, you know, you're looking over your shoulder, your left shoulder for the guard and your right shoulder for whoever.
Grab
Money to.
Yeah.
So you're paranoid, you know. So it's not
And then
a
you're
good
going
life.
home and you're thinking somebody's following you. Like that's why a lot of young fellas just stay in town until the early hours of the morning. Like, when it gets light, that's when they'll go home.
Yeah, I feel like with the what would you call that? Not car racing. What would you call that?
Drag racing.
Not the whatever that is. When they get in the car and they're bleeding, revving up the road, doing donuts, whatever you want to call them. Like, I feel like it's probably all the little smaller kids in the area, the fellas looking at a few years older than they want to do that.
Yeah.
But I feel like, do you ever see, like, I'm not even going to say the areas where, like, I'd be only up the road from there and it's constantly happening, but you'll see a load of people walking out on the road and looking at them and recording it. But I feel like they're recording it being like, what the fuck are they doing? But I feel like the people, the fellas that are in the car, they're not realising that people are actually laughing at them, egging them on, where they're thinking like, oh, look at everyone looking at me, like I'm in a car doing something cool or something.
But
like,
if you have someone on a street, like say shooting Finglas or Darndale or whatever, like there's a lot of good people on them streets, like, and if there's a lot of drug dealing happening out of the house or gang violence happening out of the house, like, why would you want to say something that's on your road, like, when something could potentially happen to you? Like, a lot of people don't agree with it, but they won't speak up.
They're probably afraid.
Yeah. A lot of people are afraid, because
they don't, like, you don't know.
And it's happening all across
kids walk
Dublin.
around with knives and whatever else in their pocket.
Yeah,
they don't.
We were only talking to a guard there a few weeks ago in relation to Operation Safeguard for homeless people around Halloween, and certain times of the year, and a guard was saying to us, "Oh, you're searching young fellas nowadays, and you're not finding the knife on them. You're finding the comb on them for their hair
Hairbrushes.
hairbrushes, combs, everything. That you're not finding knives."
So it's kind of dying down with the
Yeah.
knives, but there is the knife
I
crime.
didn't know what you meant there.
Yeah.
A comb.
Yeah.
All young fellas
What areas are they
Hairbrushes,
looking in? What areas are they looking in?
Yeah. Or it could be a knife in one pocket and a hairbrush in the other. But,
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's kind of it's dying down in certain areas, but then it's picking up in other areas.
Yes, it's getting better.
Yeah,
on
but we
anyways.
need to open up more opportunities like running clubs, boxing clubs, football clubs.
even getting involved with us, like we're recruiting non-stop for members to join, like from the age of 18 upwards.
So
Like,
did have to be 18.
18 upwards, yeah, because like you'll see some things on the street that you like. There's some things that you see on the streets that like users
You
like
won't forget, like.
yeah, that you won't forget, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to you. How do you would you like do counselling or do?
Yeah, like we have
counselling there in place. So
No, I mean for you ourselves.
yeah, we've
Yeah.
counselling for the team if we need it.
Yeah.
Like, but like team leaders be constantly asking if we're okay, whatever team members are
like
okay.
if there's a serious incident that night, like me and Brandon will sit everybody down and who's ever been involved in that situation, sit them down and ask them if they're okay individually. And we'll do a full team brief, like if anybody has anything that they want to get off their chest, or if somebody thought that.
But I feel like men are like whatever ages. Like I feel like they tend to be more quieter and they keep it to themselves and they don't
Yeah.
say anything, but it's actually mentally probably affecting them. I find that a lot where girls will speak their mind. Would you be? No.
Well, yeah, kind of.
A lot of the lads on the team, like they're
some of the
all
lads on the
family.
team would want to talk to someone that they know on the team, and then some of the lads would want. So we do like our own council basically is just talk to each other, like, and
Yeah.
like we have dark humour.
Yeah.
As you know, we're in here talking like
Dark humour.
Yeah,
like the banter, like the lads just slag
Yeah.
each other, like people believe it's like each other's dead nannies now, like, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just banter, but like some people then, if they didn't want to talk about someone, we have external counsel, they can go to someone that they can tell. But a lot of people would find it easier on the team to talk about the people on the team, because then they could say, do you know the way we do that? And do you know the way we do that? If you went to someone you didn't know, then you'd have to explain everything. But some people find that more kind of helpful. But like you might deal with an incident tonight and like it might not hit you to
next week.
fucking Monday or something, you
Yeah.
know? You
Yeah.
realise, or you might not even you realise it hit you. Like you might deal with an incident and then you're going home and you're taking out, like you're in a bad mood, like, so.
Yeah,
or
not
you're thinking-
realising it's even affecting
Or like
you.
even if you're thinking like the King was telling you that time, the girl getting strangled in the tent, like one of the lads in the team could be saying to himself, like, what happens if we never heard that? Or what happens if we weren't there that night, we didn't check that park, what would have happened? Or, you know, where's she gonna go now? Does she went back to tent? So you're always kind of
You're
thinking,
all- Yeah.
But we always seem to be there at the right time.
it's right place, right time most of the
Right
time.
place,
But
right time, yeah.
like when you take off the uniform, you have to kind of just switch off.
Like even when me and Brandon are about walking through town, like on our personal days, like you'd have people coming up to you, oh, any chance like you can book me in, like here now.
You won't catch me in town anymore. I'll go.
What do you mean
Yeah.
by book you in?
So we book people in through the free phone, Dublin free phone.
What, to have a chat with us or?
No, it's to get them a bed for the night.
Oh right, okay,
So
sorry.
a lot of people see us like when we're out personally, like if we're out doing a bit of shopping or something, and they'll come up to us and ask us. So like
You probably can't even just go into town anymore.
I try avoid town. I go to Blanche
yeah,
or
go to Blanchardstown or Liffey
something.
Valley or something like that. Yeah, like it's just
yeah.
it's
Like you'll like
Going in
even
with
good
body
that,
club.
it's good in a way that they're
in the
coming up to you.
uniform,
Like,
in the
Yeah, but
uniform.
no, when there's days where you want to actually
the
just
days
take your
when
day
you
to
want to get
yourself.
away, but like at the same time, like it just shows you like that they feel safe coming up to you, asking you like can you book them into a emergency accommodation or just something. Like even
Like,
can
even
you,
there's
like, you know,
times-
like where there's a soup run at the moment, like they might ask you, like they might forget now and again like where to go. So
Or like even there's one time we like, I don't think we were on that night. I don't know why we weren't going in, but like a text came into the page, like I had my phone on me, like text came to the page, and I just had a bad feeling about it. Homeless girl pregnant in Fairview Park, and it's like, can't come on, we're on. So we just went down. We weren't even like on that night, but we just went down that night because we had a bad feeling about it. we didn't end up finding her. We did find her, did we? Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did find her.
And she was bleeding, so we had to get an ambulance and stuff for her. But yeah, we just said fuck her, we'll go down. Came and collected me, and we just flew down. So we weren't even in that night, we just went down. Or you could.
And was she okay?
Yeah,
Like,
she
you
was
just
okay
stopped
in
the
the end,
story
yeah,
there.
like-
I'm like, oh no, she's alright.
She was okay. Yeah, we had to get her to the hospital, ambulance to the hospital and stuff. But that just shows like we could be in town shopping or whatever, and or even Kim might say, "Oh, I'm out in Bland shopping." And I'd say, "Oh, there's a text in, there's a homeless fella," and you might just go.
And are these
Yeah.
people texting you that have seen someone, or is that actual person texting you? Both.
Sometimes you have people text you, but not many homeless people have.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Facebook
say.
stuff.
How if
So you get people
someone's
see
homeless,
people and they'll report it to us, and we'll go out and check on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, or people
Like, it was
walking the street.
only there the other night, like, a fella texting the page, a fella down here on O'Connor Street looking for a sleep bag, any way you can get one to him, or do you know where to go and get one? So, like, Brandon was able to give him a text back fairly quick and tell him where to go.
Yeah. So and you said you can't take donations. So if anyone wanted to donate a load of sleeping bags, you can take them. No?
No.
Can't take sleeping bags.
Can't
No,
take any-
we know where to
any
get
sort of
sleeping
donations.
bags and all that kind of stuff. And the lads have invested
And
in
when-
foil blankets and stuff.
So when you say you know when to get with them, so if you are going to get sleeping bags, do you have to go out and pay for them?
No, so we go to a charity that has them, or
Right,
and then
okay,
we have to
sorry.
give their details or whatever, and then we bring it back to the person then.
Yeah.
Or if they need a hot meal, then we can point them in the direction where the soup runs are and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And so if anyone is looking to volunteer or help, like,
You can get us through the social media pages, mainly Instagram
Yeah.
and Facebook. Like, there's a link in our bio and it says application form.
yeah.
You just fill out the application form.
It's
I
not
think
like the one that
weeks.
I think I was only saying to you. I tried to apply for, I'm not even going to say where, to volunteer somewhere. And it was like, it was harder than applying for a job interview.
Yeah, like,
And I
don't take
gave
1 to
up.
2 minutes. It's it, all just basic
Yeah.
information. And then I'll send you back.
And then like your training is
email to say,
spaced
yeah.
out, like some of it's online, like, and then some of it is in
Oh,
person.
there's a lot, you said, I know you mentioned
It's
the
not
training.
really. We
Is
have
it
a few
long?
mandatory training, but we space it out. Like, you know, like the lads, we do the online training for child protection, the first aid to be a person. There's a river rescue when the lads done it down in Wicklow where they jump into the river. So
I can't even swim.
some of the lads didn't want to do it, so they didn't do it.
Yeah.
But if it's an emergency situation, we wouldn't jump into the river Liffey anyway. But the lads just wanted to get a feel for what it's like to be in the river.
Like, it
So
was
if
like,
the lads-
even in the middle of summertime, it was freezing cold.
They have a feel
So
for
you
it
could
now, so
imagine
they know
now
what
if
it's
you
like.
fell into the River Liffey, how cold it would be in the winter time.
You
or
need to get
anytime.
was it a tetanus shot after?
Yeah, tetanus shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you my a fella I know fell into it. He got on he was trying to get a picture of the lights after a night out. Got up on the yoke and flew back and fell into the Liffey.
Oh Jesus.
Like literally just trying
Yeah,
to
like
get a picture.
the fire brigade, so the fire brigade be called out to river instance, so they'd have to decontaminate when they get back to the station then with all special substances and all. So
Yeah.
you'll probably land on a trolley jumping in there. Aren't you?
Or a bike.
Yeah, but thanks for coming on, lads. It was lovely to speak to you.
Thanks very much for having us.